Okay, thank you for joining us again today on the Holistic Biz Lounge. Today we have a beautiful special guest, Carla Thomas, who is a holistic counsellor with a very beautiful focus on mind, body and health, which works very well with our passion as well. So thank you for joining us, Carla.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on.
No worries at all. Well, I know we've had a little chat. Obviously, I think been connecting maybe for about a year on social media and things like that. But one of the beautiful things that I love is just how passionate you are about what you do. And so I was just so excited to be able to have you on the lounge. But before we sort of kick off into the juicy stuff, I'm going to throw that in everywhere today. Before we get into the juicy stuff, I would really love for you to tell us a little bit about your journey and what led you to be doing the beautiful things that you do today.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think that's probably the most important place to start, really, is I believe that anybody in the health and wellness industry with a real true and authentic heart space has been led there through their own journey and challenges and experience. So for me, it was no different. I guess for me, it really started, or I noticed it more when I was around 16 or 17. I was always the kid that could cope quite well with everything. I had, A's at school, I danced and everything was fine. And then all of a sudden I couldn't. And I started to experience panic attacks and just everything was hard and I was just struggling. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to do anything. And my mum took me to the doctors and I was prescribed on anxiety medication and mild depressants. And I suppose that was, the norm to help me get through the rest of school and just to be able to get on my feet. And so, it worked, but I guess the struggles were there for a few years. It would always be on and off. And during all this time, I guess the one thing that had never been addressed was my lifestyle, nutrition, things like that. When I was teenagers at that age, we're not particularly eating the best foods, maybe start to drink a bit and all the rest. And it does play a part, obviously, in our mindset. We know that. So between that, having some body issues from probably the age of 14, 15, like many girls, you start changing and you start, dieting and all these types of things. It was obviously having a profound effect on my mental well-being. And it was after I'd done a stint over in Japan for 7 months. I worked at Disney there, having been a dancer. And I came home and I was even worse for wear. I had no medication while I was there, but I was extremely exhausted, underweight. And I had gone, really being quite obsessive around limiting my food and over exercising and everything. And it went on and off like this for a couple of years. And at 22, I was working at a gym just front of house, and there was a trainer there called Race, and he was beautiful and so ahead of his time. This would have been, end of 2009, and he was the one that was bringing in, churned butter and coconut oil, and instead of, these protein powder drinks, he was drinking, kefir. And I was just learning all these really interesting things about him, and he really started to get me interested in the whole holistic approach to exercise as well, and health. So I a few months later than that, I went and thought, what do I want to do? And I knew I wanted to kind of study something, but I couldn't figure it quite out. And I discovered this course in holistic counselling and mind body medicine at Endeavour College, and it just sang to me. I was like, yes, this is what I'm looking for, not just in terms of learning to teach, but I knew this is what I needed for me. This was the journey I needed to go on. And so I knew I was going to be starting that in a few months, the start of 2010. And in the meantime, I was introduced to the world of whole food supplements through Juice Plus. A beautiful friend I worked with also at the gym invited me to a wellness event, and she had a speaker from Sydney who's a good friend of mine now, Steve Coulter. He's one of the original ex-Kellogg's Iron Man, back from the Grant Kenny
awesome.
And, it's amazing man, and his knowledge around just like the power of whole foods and plants, again, just it made sense you know, out of everything we get told. I was like, of course, go back to the source where we get all these nutrients from. So I loved what I'd heard. I loved the community. I was looking for people like-minded. I was, you know, 22 at the time. No one was interested in, you know, green smoothies and chia seeds and gojis. Like, we have everything now, you know. And so I needed this community and to learn off. So I fell in love with it all. I started taking the Juice Plus product for myself because I was looking for a way to bridge that gap, and I knew I needed some extra support. And within all that time, basically, from doing Juice Plus to studying and changing things around slowly, it's a journey. I wasn't looking for a quick change. I started to get on my feet. You know, I started to make better choices around my health and well-being. Things that, you know, I'd been tested for, such as rheumatoid arthritis and poor kidney health, you know, bad joints in the knees, all these types of things, all inflammation. It started to basically, like, you know, minimize or reverse or fade and go away. I was eating a lot better in my choices, and I was feeling more than anything better in here.
Yeah.
You know, I was coping with life better, and it was, you know, I still had ups and downs and hurdles, but after, you know, a couple of years, I was completely weaned off, you know, meds, and that was end of 2011. I've never had to go back since, and it's just been an amazing ongoing journey. And I think through me, for myself, having gone through that, I really realized, you know, I never wanted to live by a label and be told that's who you are, that's what you have, and settle. And I really realized, you know, the power of being proactive towards your health, and that, you know, healing with foods to an extent is possible. And, you know, I wanted to share that passion with others, to not feel that they're just stuck, and help them find a way to creating a beautiful, long-term, healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that story. And I think, yes, a lot of us in that holistic space have had some sort of thing or a milestone in our life that's made us really just review everything and make those changes. But I love that you have taken that journey yourself, because that makes you such more of a powerful coach and a mentor to other people as well. So that's amazing. Now, you mentioned the Juice Plus, and this is something that I really love about you and watching your journey, is that you really integrate the Juice Plus into your business. A lot of the times there is obviously so many multi-level marketing systems out there, and being in the holistic space that we are, I'm not sure about you, but I get approached quite often about joining different ones. And I think it's really about the approach that's taken with these type of businesses, with the results that you get. So I would really love to hear your point of view and how you've really integrated it in with your passion as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think first and foremost, you need to be connected to the product. You need to use it yourself. You need to believe in it. For me, it was never hard to share it, because, as I said, so much of my journey started with that. I'm coming up to 8 years now of using it myself.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's ever really that loyal to a product unless they find that it works for them. And also the results speak for themselves in, you know, clients and people around me that use it. It makes sense, right? If we were getting that much more fruit and vegetables on our plate every day, or we were able to juice that amount every single day, we would be feeling a benefit. Yeah. So I think for me, it's just been really important of sharing that it can create a catalyst. It's not there to replace, you know, and it can't fix everything. Anybody that tells you something will work overnight, or take this, you don't need to do anything else, run. Run the other way. I'm so honest and about it all, and I simply share my journey, you know, why I started it, why it made sense to me, and why I still take it now, even though I have a very good lifestyle. I know, you know, you see online, I'm still human, and I definitely cannot manage to get the amount of serves I would like every single day, and even on a good day I miss, and on a bad day I'm definitely missing. So I feel that most of the people I work with anyway have either been on some sort of supplement before or are looking for something, you know, same as me. They just need something on an everyday basis, and not just for them, but for their children too. I think, you know, it's very family mission driven, what the products and company is about. So I love knowing that I can share something I can hand on my heart, say, look, I don't know how it's going to benefit in any specific way, but the research behind this is amazing. The company behind it is amazing. I've been to many conferences. I've been to where it's made. The quality of it and what they stand by is out of this world. And if you're going to look for a supplement, this is the one that I believe you should take. And to be honest, I've never really had someone that takes it consistently that doesn't benefit in some way, or, you know what I mean, isn't grateful for it, because it works so fittingly in my whole food holistic philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that really shows, especially in the way you speak about it, but also for me, watching different things, it really shows the passion and how passionate you are about the product. And I think that's the key. It's not about a quick fix. And I think a lot of people go into these sort of type of businesses because they think it's going to be a quick fix. They don't have to work anymore. It's like, that's it. And the whatever it is going to be a miracle, but it doesn't always. It's not like that. It's like any business. You still need to put love and care into it.
Absolutely. And I mean, look, I fell into the business. I was never looking for that side of it. It was something that at the time, if I'm completely honest, I think it was about 8 months when I had started it, and I was studying full time. And if anyone's ever done that, I was 23 and lived out of home, broke.
Yeah.
And even with part-time work, it was hard. And I was looking at having to give up taking these, and I didn't want to because I knew they were making a difference. So for me, I was like, okay, well, I've been speaking to mum and dad about it. I've had a few, you know, people ask if it comes my way, and at least I can be the person who refers it on. And more than anything, I saw down the track where I was going, where it was going to fit in and tie in really beautifully to what I was doing. Yeah. So, you know, it is a business like anything else. But I think for me, as I said, you know, there's so many things that we can spruce, and I share things all the time, and I don't get paid to. I just really want to support products or brands and people that I love and use and what they're about. You know, but there are many experts and practitioners who are aligned with different products.
Yes.
You know, that's how it is. And so for me, I would, you know, proudly be aligned with something like Juice Plus. At least it's something that I use.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that message. And I guess sort of taking a bit of a different turn, but the other thing that I've, you know, obviously been seeing a lot lately is the beautiful book that you've just published not long ago. And yay, the Juicy Movement. And I love this. It's obviously a holistic approach to clean living, which is what your passion is. Now tell us about that journey, about writing it and getting it published, because I know that has its challenges. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it definitely took me out of my comfort zone, and it was challenging and busy at times, but it was the best thing I could have done for myself, and it was such a good experience. I learned so much going through it about myself, about what it takes to put a book together, the people who work behind it. So I'm forever grateful that I had the most amazing team and circle behind me, because we were all sort of on the same page from the get-go in terms of how we envisioned this. I had never done a book before, so when my editor and project manager, Kami Rumini, beautiful, she's done a lot of kind of gourmet books and things for like Thermomix and stuff like that, so she was all kind of familiar and very holistic herself, said to me, you know, we did this in a really quick time. And I was like, really? Because I had come back from my honeymoon, and it was July last year, start of July.
Wow.
And I had been thinking for some time, I was always giving out the same bits of advice all the time to clients, and it was taking up so much time to sort of reword things around, you know, after we'd had a consult, and I would send out a follow-up, etc. I was like, I just want one little thing I can just send and be like, here's your guide. And that was mine, because as much as I love sharing other people's materials, it's great there'd always be something that wasn't quite you or that you didn't agree on in there.
Yeah.
So that was the idea. I never set out to write a book. And it was my business coach, Shannon, who you know as well.
Yeah.
Shannon Bush. Yes. And she kind of said to me, why don't you just start writing, honey? Just write a few things, like, you know, just write down what you want to cover and set some time out every week. So, you know, and I did that. I thought, what do I want to share, you know, and I spent about 2 hours per week, and then came to her and she said, you've got a book. Like, you've got a book. And then it was about deciding whether I go ahead with it, because as you said, there's a lot involved. You know, it's your own investment really initially, you know, you're starting and all the rest. And I'm lucky I have the most amazing husband who's my biggest supporter and works in investments and things himself, being a stockbroker. And he said, like, let's do it. This would be the best investment we could ever do. So that was it. And I think from about November I was working, or October, with my editor. We got everything done from the shoot and the whole lot basically through, and the design was all going by January, and we had the copies by April of the next year. So it was a very fast moving process, technically, but I really wanted it out, because by the time you start writing something to when it goes, you're kind of almost over it yourself. It's been so long.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we launched in May, which was really exciting. I had a girlfriend who runs an events business here, so I did a soft launch in Melbourne, and then she helped me with my Perth one, which was just beautiful and so much fun. And for me, if I'm honest, you know, people ask, what's your intention behind it? What did you want to make, earn, sell? I did this, for me, because I wanted to do something that, like, I was like, I really want to work on this project for me. But second, I just wanted something that I could share with followers, with my clients, with anyone who's just looking for some guidance.
Yeah.
And that's been beautiful. The way people have been embracing it has just been, it's taken me back for sure.
Yeah, perfect. And how did you initially connect with your publisher? Was that a connection you had already, or did someone refer you to her?
So Kami and I, funnily enough, met through my IT guy. And
awesome.
He worked with a lady here called Dr. Catherine Isco. I don't know if you follow her at all. And she and Kami's done Catherine's books. So anyway, we met, and it was about the April of last year. And I loved everything about it, but I just was like, I don't have anything right at this time for us to work on where I'm at. And then as soon as I decided to do a book, I just emailed and said, I think I have a project. I sent through what I had done so far. And she was like, I love this. And like, we figured out a way for it to work. And then we just got on board people she'd worked with. So like my designer, Becky, also Perth, Fremantle based, we're all around the same area, same sort of vibe. And from the photographer and stylist, we're all in the same area, and it just worked. And I had Shannon's great support behind me as well, which was huge for that belief system. Yeah,
she is amazing. She's absolutely amazing. Great motivator. And she's done that whole process herself as well. So she knows, you know, the ups and downs that come with it. So that's amazing.
Oh, she definitely guided me. I mean, I had no clue. So, you know, we need to find someone for this and that, and you know, we'd set on everything. So, it was great.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. And so now that one is up and running, no pressure, but are you thinking about writing any more? Is there like more to come with that book?
You know, it's so funny. I was Facebook messaging Kami yesterday because I haven't seen her in a while. And when we were doing all the photography and that for this, she was heavily pregnant with her second. So I said, you know, how are you going and everything? And she said, why, are you thinking of doing book 2? I said, no, not yet. I said, let me get this one out. I think what we'll do at the moment, I think the first 6 months of this year for me, if I'm really honest, has been about, I was also helping put together a series of ebooks with a few other experts I work with to use for my programs for clients. So it was a massive first 6 months, and now I think I'm just really trying to enjoy having found a way to integrate these two together.
Yeah.
And just really get it out there and collaborate with other, you know, people that I want to have fun with. Like I'm doing an event next month with a friend who does jungle body classes, and a really good friend who's got amazing juices here, and just things like that. And with a Pilates instructor, just fun collaborative events, and just promoting it and enjoying it. And from there, we'll look at maybe doing another edition and adding. I've got some ideas already of things I want to add in, or whether I make it a separate, but I'll keep that on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, that sounds exciting. And so you mentioned other projects that you have going at the moment. What is happening with you at the moment? What sort of projects are you working on, and where can we sort of find you?
Yeah, I think the best way, if on my website, www.carlathomas.com.au, I generally have under Meet Carla any events that are sort of regularly happening or new ones that are upcoming, so people can have a look. That includes some online events. For example, next week I've got similar to this with one of my beautiful girlfriends from the Gold Coast, Shani Crusoe. She's an integrative nutrition coach, and I'm going to be interviewing her because I love to add value to my clients. So in my website under resources, you'll see I've interviewed chiropractors, colonic therapists, Pilates instructors, all those things that add to life. Yeah. So events like that, the ones I just mentioned for the Juicy Jungle event, and yeah, just adding things as they seem to pop up, really. I'm not someone who likes to totally fill my calendar in weeks in advance. I like some flexibility to go do things. But yeah, just online I think interviews, and also, as I mentioned, just events here, collaborating with other health experts.
Perfect. Excellent. And to finish off, if you can give our beautiful listeners any advice on maybe getting started, whether it be with publishing or in their business or with their health, what would that advice be from you?
Okay, so we'll do one at a time. When it comes to your health, I think work out if you're someone that needs someone to be your cheerleader and keep you accountable. I run the Juicy Circle of 5 every month now, and that's for those women who are really looking for that added support. They need a network of, women who are actually on a health journey as well. And that's been working beautifully because they don't just get me, they get each other as well. So I think work out where you're at and what you need. Books, there's so many resources online nowadays. I think it's about figuring out, what you're after, but also just look for the long-term lifestyle goals, not the short 4-week, quick fix kind of things, and be gentle and kind to yourself and realize it's going to be step at a time. I think that's my biggest advice. I mean, I say I've been on a journey, and I started really 2009, and I'm still forever learning and getting greater awareness. So just small steps. In terms of getting started, like business, that's what you asked me.
Yes, yep.
For me, to be honest, when I really realized I wanted to have, work out who I am, what am I looking for, what's my look, my branding, what am I about, I got a business coach. I really think that, you come into this, and I know health, but I don't know all the other factors behind it. I don't know marketing. I don't know website people. I don't know what I should be doing. Having that definitely helped me start to establish who I am and to grow at a different level. So I really recommend finding a business coach that you resonate with to help you. And then as far as publishing goes, look, I think it's the same thing. You have to find someone that, sees things the way you do. And that when you sit with them and you meet with them and you click. But I had another friend, for example, who said to me, I'm thinking of writing a book, but I'm not sure. And I just said, look, just start. That's all I did. Once I started writing about things I'm passionate about and I share all the time, it was quite an easy process in that sense. Yeah. So I think that's just really important, just to get what you want down there and out, and then find someone who can bring that to life and share that vision with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So the main message I got from that is to ask for support, which is so important, because I think a lot of us start whatever journey we're starting, we try and do it all by ourselves. But to be honest, everyone, no matter what you do or who you are, everyone, a little bit of support is amazing. So
I mean, absolutely. You need to, when you just need to nut something out, especially when you work for yourself, there's not someone around you all the time that you can just be like, hey, I thought of this. And that's why I love being a part of things such as like the Holistic Tribe and groups, because we get to connect with generally women who are, all sort of on the same path in some way, and learn from each other and get inspiration and ask questions and create that great circle and network of support. So
absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I got so much out of that chat, and I know that our listeners will as well. So I will put all of your amazing information in the show notes so that our listeners can find you. And I really hope that when your next extension comes, we can have another chat to you then and find out how things are going.
I would love that. Thank you so much again for having me on. It was such a pleasure.
Oh, no worries at all. Thank you.
Thank you.